G'day folks, Ben from Snowy's here today with another awesome blacksmith product. This is the Blacksmith Camping Supplies Fire Pit Bag.
Hit it.
These are a tough fire pit bag made specifically for the Darche 450 fire pit or similar sort of dimensions with lots of individual pockets to minimise rattling for transport. The Blacksmith Camping Supplies are an Australian company and they set out to make all of their products Australian made as much as they can. So all the materials, wherever they can, is sourced by Australian manufacturers made here in Australia. There's only very few components that they actually have to source from overseas, and it's made right here in our backyard. Now you can get the fire pit bag here in two different colours, the khaki or the black, and they weigh about 1.1 to 1.2 kilos and measure 55 centimetres by 55 centimetres and about 7.5 centimetres in depth. Now the rationale behind those dimensions is that they specifically made or designed around the Darche 450 fire pit here, which measures 45 centimetres by 45 centimetres and about sort of 7.5 centimetres in height. That's this style of fire pit that you can see here. This is the smaller version of the same fire pit that I've got here. So you could pack that one inside here at the moment with a bunch of extra storage space, but ideally it's designed for this fire pit to go in here, and they set out to make the bag more functional than the one that comes with the fire pit because this all goes in one pocket and it rattles a lot. I'll show you a bit more on that shortly. Firstly, the materials. Now, this canvas is a really tough canvas. 505 GSM Australian made canvas, Dynaproof military grade canvas. This mesh on the front here is not your average mesh. It's Tough Tex, they call it. So it's a PVC coated polyester, and it's a sort of mesh you use in the truck tarps and industrial applications. So it's not a mesh if we compare it to the mesh on the front of the bag here. This is a really lightweight mesh here. The mesh on the blacksmith bag here is designed to actually last, so it's not going to wear out in any hurry, and that's just held closed by a hook and loop closure in here. Now the webbing is a 50mm webbing, and that's stitched right from the top here right around to the bottom of the bag and up the other side. So these handles distribute the weight right throughout the whole section of the bag. They're not just stitched in at the top here. And it's all put together with a coarse spun polycotton thread as well, durable coarse spun polycotton thread. So good materials put together with a good thread as well, so they haven't cut corners there. Zips as well, I haven't cut corners. These are YKK zips. There's double zipper slides on here, so they go both ways. So you can zip it down each way, zip it all the way one way, all the way the other, or meet in the middle if you like. And they zip just under halfway down the bag on each side here, so that you can sort of flip it open like this, or you've got the bag open like this to pack things inside. And just having a look at the back, once again, all the canvas. There is another canvas pocket at the back here. Instead of the mesh, it's a canvas pocket. Show you why in a second, but that is secured closed with a full length hook and loop closure here to secure what will be the little sort of griddle cast iron thing that I'll show you in a second. Inside, dividers. So these dividers are here to try and divide up the metal part so that when you pack it in here, it minimises the rattling inside the car. So how does it all work? If we compare this bag here, we'll have a look at this. Firstly, this is a perfectly functional bag, but it does sit on an angle. So that the handles on the corner here makes for a long sort of section to carry. So this is dragging near or on the ground. Pocket on the front's a little bit light, and everything fits inside together. So it rattles a lot. Everything inside here is rattling against itself. So you can imagine being on a rough forward drive track. All of these metal components are just rattling against each other. Now you're not going to stop it completely, but this bag here is designed with sections so that you can minimize that. So if I take all this out, you can see that we've got multiple sections in here. So I'll pack it in here bit by bit, show you how it works. So we'll start with the back. There's no specific way as to how you should do this. I maybe suggest putting this bulkier section here in the middle and using these flatter sections here to go in the back and the front. So I'll slide this in at the back here. We might put it this way so the handles are to the side. So that slots in there really easy. Tons of space. So you can actually fit extra in here if you like. I'll then fit the main folding section. This is the main middle section of the fire pit. I might put that in the middle here. Now this is always going to rattle a bit. This doesn't come apart, so it's always going to rattle a bit, but you've now stopped this section from hitting against this section. We've got a little griddle here that'll go in the back. I'll show you that in a second. And then we've got the base plate here that we can put in the top pocket here. So slide that in there. And it zips up easy. There's tons of extra space in there, so you can fit extra stuff in there if you like. Then the pocket on the back here is what you can use for this little cast iron part here that actually sits inside the fire pit. So all of this is going to be pretty dusty, or not dusty, but lots of ash all over it. So this can stay separate because this actually sits right inside the fire, so it can sit outside the bag. Tucks inside there, and it's got that full Velcro closure there so that it keeps it secure and doesn't fall out. So if we now stand that up and give it a bit of a rattle, got a bit, still rattles a little, but not nearly as much as it did when it was in the other bag and all attached together. As for the length of the bag, I mean, it's a reasonably heavy product because there's all metal obviously, but they've designed it with a short handle so that when you carry it, you're not having to lift your arm. You can carry it with a straight arm. You've got a bit of clearance above the ground there, so nice easy carry for your fire pit. And as I mentioned, you've still got tons of space inside the bag here. If I open this again, you can see if you've got, I'm not sure what else you would put in there. And you could almost pack a second fire pit in there if you like to cart it around. It's going to rattle a little bit more, but heaps of room to stack extra stuff in there. Pocket on the front is just for accessories. So I have got, this is just a pair of gloves here. So you can put gloves, fire lighters, it's a long pocket there. So you can stuff that down inside there, keep that secure. Mesh pocket, because once again, these things can get kind of dusty or maybe even damp. That allows it to breathe and dry out, but just a little storage pocket for your accessories. Maybe a few fire lighters, maybe an actual lighter, ignition lighter or something for your fire, can all go in the front there. And then that slides nice and easily in the back of your car. Really heavy duty camper, so that's going to bounce around in the car. You're not going to get any holes in it. That is the Blacksmith Camping Supplies fire pit bag. 2 colours, specifically designed for the Darche 450 fire pit, or any fire pit that sort of has a square shape within about 55 centimetres of width and height. You can check these out online at snowies.com.au, where you find them at our lowest prices every day. But if you've got any questions, let us know down in the comments below. Subscribe to our channel for all of our latest and greatest information. Check out some other awesome Blacksmith products like these ones down here. It can drive me to your heart.